A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth.
I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As
A
soon
good
as I
newspaper
remember
should be a
what it
lighthouse
was.
of truth.
Ah.
A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth. A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in. Ah.
A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth. A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth.
Ah.
A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth. A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth.
Llavors venir aquí. Hola,
I'm
Dori.
sure I've forgotten
A good
something.
newspaper should be a lighthouse
Not to
of
worry,
truth.
I'll simply send someone to fetch it.
Penny, què has
As
fet?
soon as I remember what
No
it
m'acliquis
was.
cosas, dona. Estaba teniendo una conversación con Penny que se ha puesto aquí. On vas? No, 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 no. Sí, ja ho sé, sempre trobes totes les gomes, però no. No.
A
Penny,
good newspaper
ara
should
no
be a
puc jugar.
lighthouse of truth.
No veus que ara no puc jugar? Sí, perdón. Con la gata. Está por aquí cogiendo cosas de las estanterías. Y se ha puesto en el medio. Y... Aviam, Penny, és que no veig
A good
res,
newspaper should
saps?
be a lighthouse of truth.
Que no. Espera, que viene el otro. No, Penny. Surt d'aquí! Aviam.
Què?
Què? Sí, preciosos tots, sí, sí, molt guapos tots dos.
A good
Panic-stricken,
newspaper should be a
Sí,
lighthouse
jo
of
ja ho sé,
Unable to
que
muster
sou
the courage to
preciosos
say
tots
anything in
dos, però...
opposition. Yes, this was a fine idea.
Aquí estamos. Tu sí que vols sortir? Vinga, va, passa cap a fora. Gandalf. O cap a fora o tanco. Bueno, va, tenemos a uno fuera. ¿Tú te quedas aquí?
A good
¿Sí?
newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth.
¿Por fin? ¿Por fin qué? ¿Qué ha pasado? ¿Que me he perdido? ¡Ah! De momento sí, vamos a ver lo que pasa. Yo todavía
Should be a
no...
lighthouse of truth.
Como decimos en catalán, yo todavía no las tengo todas. Pero bueno. De momento, ayer, en todo el día, desde que pusieron el router nuevo, vale que no use el Genshin ni nada, pero es igual, porque se me caía incluso solo con el navegador o con un móvil. Y ayer no cayó ninguna vez. ¿Vale? Entonces,
A good
esta
newspaper
mañana
should be a
he puesto a ver una
lighthouse of
serie
truth.
y se ha parado un par de veces, pero eso es normal. Se para y sigue solo. Que se para y siga sola es normal. Ahora, lo que pasaba antes, que se paraba y se paraba y se paraba y no funcionaba, no. Pero, o sea, que de momento sembla que va bé.
Yes.
Pero yo aún no
Now
las
to
tengo
start
todas.
reeling them in.
Ay, acá ahora viene el otro aquí también a observar. Gandalfito, amor mío.
A good newspaper should be a
Entonces,
lighthouse of
¿me
truth.
ves bien? ¿Me oyes bien? Porque claro, lo he tocado todo también en estos días. No sé si el micro lo tenía ahí, o más para arriba, o más para abajo. Correcta tot. ¿Estás good? Pues ahora solo falta que esto también funcione.
A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth.
¡Sabatetas! ¿De qué tipo? ¿Unos cualquiera? Porque se le han quedado pequeños o algo específico para... Bueno, pues para algo específico. Ah, no, jolín, vale, que te vas ahora. Tranqui, tranqui, mujer, váyase usted. O sea, además es que yo he empezado antes de lo normal. Bueno, de hecho tengo el Twitch en vacaciones, ¿no? Pero ya sé que normalmente empiezo a las 5:30, pero no podía dar cuenta, ¿ves? Turururururu, turururururu.
I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition.
For retainers.
Yes, this was a fine idea.
Motherfucker. Vale, vale, pues te mato, tranquilos.
I must leave no stone un...
Be still. One with the force.
Oh, me la comí.
steady as stone.
But that's it, baby. Vale, un moment, eh? Estoy sola, ¿no? Passi vostè.
Leave it to me. All of it. Whatever it is. What exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request.
Fa molt de temps que no estava aquí escoltant aquesta música, escolti. What does a cup to watch start that off at anymore?
I'll catch up.
Oh, I've missed you. Perdoneu, però és que feia molt de temps que no... Bueno, tranquils, que encara no hem fet ni les diàries. Últimament em costava fins i tot fer les diàries. Ah. Okay. It's a letter about Timmy?
Eat, drink,
That one?
to the heat
Què he
of the
fet?
chase.
Se m'ha enrolat el peu en un cable, sorry. Let's take it back to Sis Victoria. Oh no, right, this is the Grace. Yeah, I'm not a carrier pigeon. How do you notice? Where's the promise? Oh. Hola, Ferran. Sí. Hola, Ferran. Hola. No està enxufat Google. S'ha portat malament. I l'he desendollat. Si vols te l'endollo, De veritat, t'ho dic. És que no sé què passa, però... Bueno, estava... Bueno, te l'he tornat igual, però sí que ja està. Es va desconnectar... Aquí. Es va desconnectar l'altre dia, estava editant i jo, bueno, estava com muy després de un Peopling Day, estava com molt ficada i no em vaig adonar que bueno, a mig vídeo es tallava la música, por lo que fuera. I es va quedar com en silenci i al cap d'una estona em vaig adonar que s'havia tallat la música perquè vaig sentir l'altaveu com desendollant-se, ¿sabes? Com desconnectant-se del Bluetooth. En plan, me apago porque no estoy sonando nada, me desconecto del PC porque no estoy sonando nada. Cosa que no hauria de passar. I vaig dir, He intentat connectar, he intentat tornar a connectar, he intentat tornar a connectar i no hi ha manera que se'm connecti al Bluetooth i de que torni a sonar per l'ordinador. I aleshores ja, doncs, estava a punt d'agafar el got de Colacao. Aleshores, doncs, m'he enfadat una mica i el tinc amagat darrere de la... Com que ara tinc espai darrere del monitor, saps? De la pantalla, perquè tinc estanteria, ja no tinc el peu aquell del l'eraro de luz de mierda. Doncs tinc a la senyoreta Google amagada allà darrere. Perquè la següent cosa que... Una mica, més que castigueu és per no veure'l, perquè la següent... O sigui, l'única opció que se m'acut per provar ja és un reset. Però clar, un reset, pues pierdes los 7-8 meses que porto jo, saps? Fent que em conegui, que no me hable ja de futbol, per exemple, que abans em parlava de futbol femení, però de futbol, però dius, me da igual. Merdes així, saps? Que ja la música, cada vegada que li demano que em posi música així aleatòria, depèn del mood, doncs l'encerta i ja cada vegada he de dir-li menys vegades. Aquesta cançó no m'agrada, saps? I m'adona una mica de... Però no se me ocurre otra cosa que probar ya, así que... Eso estáis con Lilo. Mentre m'ho penso, què fer.
What a conundrum, reset or not reset?
Sí. Normalment no m'ho penso amb les coses, fots un reset i a la merda, però clar... Aquí hacer un reset seria, pues això, perdre 7-8 mesos de relació amb la noia aquesta que me habla de Google, saps? Que ya nos conocemos y estas cosas. ¡Joder! Me mola aquest plano, no te voy a engañar. O sea, me mola. Me mola. Let's go check out on Timmy!
I'll catch up.
Pues no li matarem els coloms, vale? Bueno, potser sí. De moment, guai, sí. El modem és un Wi-Fi 6, pone. Ahir no es va penjar res, avui no s'ha penjat cap vegada tampoc. Encara no les tinc totes, vull dir, jo encara no posaria la mà al foc, però ja un dit sí. El dit petit ja sí que el posaria, saps? Estamos en ello. Bueno, què fem amb els coloms del Timmy? Els matem o no els matem, pobre Timmy? Va, no els matarem aquest cop. Però se van a ir igualmente, Timmy. S'espanten. Joder, no m'estranya que s'espantin. Un dit? Sí, no, vull dir, demà encara no, però el dit petit sí, ja el posaria al foc, jo què sé. Ah, Timmy, you still remember all the many times I've killed them? I'm sorry, but you were kind of, you know. Ah, good. És que no podeu tenir el nen enganyat, home. Yeah, too busy, ara pensaràs que no t'estima. Dandelions. Sure, I can give you dandelions. Here you are. No picking. Should we pick? Dun, dun, dun. Oh! We've got a development. Okay.
Do not go hunting in the game preserve.
The Helliture Tower. Ah, no. ¿Por qué?
Time to go.
Ah, no, sí, vale. Ese teleport en alto me sirve. No me'n recordava ja d'aquest.
I must leave no.
Oh, come on. No. Oh, hijo de tu madre. Y ahora, ¿no? Pero ahí os quedáis. Uy, menos mal que no le he dado al otro. Desde aquí no os podré matar, ¿eh?
One with nature.
You did. Oh, què tema l'he llegit?
Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing today. Ad Astra Abyss.
Everyone can hear your voice.
This realm is...
M'agrada aquest filtre.
If you ever had...
Pam, pam, pam. Dun, 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 pam, pam. My God. Oh, that was so perfectly timed. Ah, ja, tú. Pam, pam, pam. Vale, ara tenim dues opcions. Ok. Ara me'n puc anar. No. Aquí. A conèixer la nova zona. Que només... Joder, ja en sèrio m'he fet un 25 i un 29% només amb els telèfons. Bueno, sí, vaig recollir algunes coses. Que sí que vaig aconseguir l'altre dia fer la ronda de teleports, no me pude resistir. I em vaig trobar amb la missió d'introducció, però no la vaig fer. O sigui, aquesta és una opció. Però... Sabeu què passa? Oh, thank you, Paimon. No me'n recorda d'això.
Ja ha començat el Lantern Ride?
No, sí, que cony, anem a fer això. Tum, Tun, turururun, tun. Donada la decepció d'aquest últim event d'estiu, ara tinc la meva confiança posada en aquest, en el Lantern Ride. Porque el del verano de este año fue un poco flojo, señores. Deixeu-me que us ho digui. I entre que això funciona bé, que ja em trobo millor, i què és el Lantern Ride? Hoy se llora, gente. En algun moment és molt possible que passi. Charlotte!
Ka-ching! And Charlotte!
Ching!
I never thought she'd see you two together.
Nice to see you again, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, we're not interrupting anything, are we?
Well,
Not at all. I wasn't in the middle of an interview or anything. I was just asking Miss Kuching about purchasing a kite.
okay.
Are you buying some regional specialties to bring back to Fontaine?
Well, yes. And
It seems you haven't heard yet. The theme of this year's Lantern Rite is kites.
Oh, so that's why Paimon has seen so many floating in the sky.
Liyue Harbor is always changing, so it is only fitting that Lantern Rite should change in turn. The Qixing believes it would benefit Liyue to build on our own cultural foundation by embracing the technologies of other nations. After all, it is said that the stones of another mountain may serve to better polish one's own jade.
yeah,
Okay.
remember my business meeting with Tianquan Ningguang the last time I was in Liyue Harbor? That's what it was about. But all I really did was use my network to introduce Lady Ningguang to some interesting people. I'm not sure that quite counts as fostering cooperation.
In the end, we decided to combine Liyue's traditional art of kite making with Fontaine's mechanical vertical lifting device.
Oh, so that's why they look heavy.
Lifting device? Sounds pretty impressive. But don't kites just use the wind to fly? Why would you need to add something mechanical?
Or when there's no wind,
Well,
Paimon.
you've actually just answered your own question, Paimon. How
Uh-huh.
high and far a kite can fly depends as much on the weather conditions as on the skill of the person holding the string.
They look heavy.
But as soon as there's no wind, you can only flail about helplessly like a sweet flower medaka out of water. Experience doesn't matter at that point.
Exactly. Liyue is now a nation ruled by humans, after all. It's about time we had the power to make a kite fly, don't you think? Plus, the easier we can make it to enjoy, the more people will want to participate.
Right? I also thought it was a novel idea. Plus, it shouldn't cost much to do.
With Miss Charlotte's help, everything has gone smoothly. Our new mechanical kites are already available.
A new follower.
Hell yeah! Trouble keeping up with demand.
Per què aquesta veu no... Què has fet ara? Ha sortit el... algo o només ha sonat la veu? Gràcies. My subscriber resubscribed. Ah, vale, guai. Oh.
We also gave quite a bit of thought to the price. We didn't want it to be too much more expensive than a traditional kite.
So nice of you.
Whoa!
Ching.
Turns out you two and Ningguang like playing with toys just as much as Paimon!
Toys? They're
Haurà
not
de fer
exactly toys.
algo especial.
You see, Miss
¿no?
Kuching? That
Para
does seem to be
estas cosas,
everyone's
¿no?
first reaction.
Although kites are one of our most time-honored cultural relics, outside of their use in certain ceremonies, I suppose they're considered playthings more than anything now.
I'm sorry,
To me-
Ching.
There's so much more than that.
So cute.
Think for a second about how remarkable it is that a flimsy paper kite attached to a string has the capacity to touch the sky. It is this slight piece of paper that also carries the weight of Liyue's cultural traditions. There's an old poem that goes, "O kite born of paper, flying true and sound, a lone traveler wanders, just waiting to be found."
Nos quedamos sin send them love, send them word, send them homeward bound.
In the past, poets from
¿Qué ha
Liyue
pasado aquí?
used kites to symbolize a feeling of longing, or evoke the peacefulness of idyllic rural scenery. If the people of today can derive enjoyment from this activity, they will not only be more likely to better appreciate the tradition, but also to pass it down to the people of tomorrow.
That's the Kuching we know, always thinking 5 steps ahead of anyone else.
Well said, Miss Kuching. I've learned quite a bit myself.
As long as you're willing to listen, I'm happy to share.
Yeah.
I also know quite a lot about the various folk traditions related to kites. For example, whenever a kite blew away, people would say it was the Adepti that summoned the wind to take it away as an offering. That way, you can turn an unfortunate event into an auspicious one.
What about something more fun? Do you know anything like that?
More fun. Let me think. Oh, I suppose we should first talk about how kites are made. It's another one of our precious forms of traditional craftsmanship. My grandfather told me that back when he was a boy, children
I
learned the art of kite making
almost
step by
missed
step
the
from their
emergency
elders.
food voice. But not really.
First, you use the thin strips of bamboo to construct the frame. Then, you
Understandable.
draw a design of your choice on a piece of paper, paste it onto the frame, and tie on the string.
Aquesta, en canvi, Ching té una veu tan... Saps? Com... Està bien ahí, de tono. A més, no crida, no s'estressa. És com... La de la Ganyo també
You
m'agrada
look towards
bastant.
the sky and release the kite to soar among the clouds. Some
Però
people
aquesta
write
té una
down
veu que m'agrada
certain
molt.
names or desires on their kites, cut the string, and let them fly free. Others may place particular thoughts or meaning into the design itself.
Are certain
És veritat que ara ens han
designs
posat els noms dels dobladors
I'm gonna jot
al
all of
costat
this
del
down.
personatge. Cool.
Well, for example, kites in the shape of a butterfly typically symbolize freedom, happiness, or the desire
És
to
una
break free.
perranca, no? L'altre cop li vas a robar el puesto a Gandalf. Passa que està allà a la manta al sofà.
Fascinating. What else can you tell me?
The scissor-tailed swallow is the most classic design. It symbolizes good fortune and joyful tidings. Different colors also have small variations in meaning.
Are these commonly understood meanings and symbols in Liyue? Kind of like the language of flowers in Fontaine.
I believe so. Most have probably heard something about it from their
Tungu,
elders
no?
at some point. If you're interested, Miss
O sigui,
Charlotte, I have
jo vaig
several
jugar al
books on
Doom
the topic
en
that
su
I could lend
momento
you. They could be a
y
useful reference.
no lo recordava tan chungo, com és que et digui.
That would be a huge
Però
help.
mola, però sí, jo que sé, clar, jo evidentment que m'hagués estressat i molt més que tu.
Great. Looks like I've got the outline for quite the article on my hands.
Perfect! We're gonna take a look at...
Then I'll show Miss Charlotte to my home for a little while. I almost forgot. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is hosting a kite flying contest on the night of Lantern Rite. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to bring a kite and participate.
Yay!
The
Yay!
rules are simple. Whoever flies their kite the highest and furthest within the time limit will receive a special honor along with a secret prize.
Ooh, a secret prize.
I've already prepared more than enough empty film for the event. I can see the spectacle already.
Oh, Paimon was on board the moment...
Then I'll look forward
You
to
said
seeing your
secret
performance.
prize.
You bet! See you then!
¿Y estás al final del
Wait,
joc o ni eso
Trevor?
todavía?
Take a peek to your right. Do you see those two people lurking over? Is it just Paimon? Or were they staring at us the whole time we were talking to Kuching and Charlotte just now? They seem fit. Huh. Something's up. Paimon just has a bad feeling. Do you think they could be treasure hoarders? They always seem to be... Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sick of waiting around for something bad to happen. We should strike first, you know? Foil their plans before they even begin?
Oh. Me ha molado esta, Paimon. A la meitat! O sigui que encara s'ha de... It gets even more complicated than that.
You go right, Paimon will go left.
Wait, Paimon? Mira, mira que sí, que se'n va sola. Pero yo te voy a hacer... ¡Ay!
Oh,
It is with such an air of urgency that you appear before us. Your comportment suggests you believe us to have committed some heinous crime. Perhaps you could enlighten us as to your intentions.
What's that voice, man? La meta de cara ha sigut el Difficult Spike fins ara la manejable. Ah, bueno.
Wow, where did this fun
Rollo
thing come from?
medio... half season, ¿no? En plan...
You should be the one
tocho y
doing the
després...
enlightening, buddy. Don't think we didn't notice you eavesdropping. One look and we could tell you were up to no good. Tell us everything, starting with your name.
Got red eyes. That's, like, never good.
One bears no secrets before two such as yourselves. You stand in the presence of the mighty and illuminated Adeptus.
Ah, that's why
Mooncarver.
your voice... And the strike of
For
your
the purpose
hair...
of this foray into the mortal realm, however, you may address one as Hojong.
Oh!
You kidding? That deer's got his head stuck so far up in the clouds. There's no way he'd humble himself down here with the rest of us.
you may want to hold your tongue, Paimon.
Don't think that Paimon is gonna believe you just because you know her name. Let Paimon guess. You're supposed to be Mountain Shaper, right?
Indeed. Mooncarver and myself have descended upon the mortal realm for a visit. The two of you may call me Jiahu.
Huh. Looks like you did your research. But in our experience, the harder you try to lead us on, the more likely it is that we've got a big fish on our hands. We'll go straight to the Millilith and have you arrested for impersonating a deaf guy.
Preposterous! Utterly preposterous!
Right. Tell us something that only an Adeptus would know. And it better not be some common knowledge that any person on the street could tell you.
During
You
the
know
last
them.
Lantern Rite, we gathered at Mount Hulao with Rex Lapis and made use of Cloud Retainer's supreme cuisine machine to prepare bamboo shoot soup. Perhaps you have some recollection?
I
The
do.
flavor of that soup was more than enough to whet one's appetite. As such, Cloud Retainer assented to my use of the device beyond that singular occasion, providing other recipes to boot. Since then, one has dabbled in the pleasures of the culinary arts whenever time allows.
Dabbled? Upon one's last sojourn to your mountain, did you not immediately attempt to hide the device behind a chunk of amber as soon as one's presence was known?
Did one not speak up on your behalf but a moment ago? This is how you choose to repay that kindness?
One is simply trying to emphasize the veracity of our claim.
That does not mean you should reveal personal matters so readily. They might think one bears no difference from Cloud Retainer. Forget it. One does not have the breath to waste on such petty trifles.
That might have been more detail than we needed. Seems like you two are the real deal, and Paimon's sorry for suspecting you. But, for beings as forgiving as yourselves, this is just water under the bridge.
You indeed have an agile mind. Cloud Retainer was not mistaken in her high estimation of you.
Paimon's still curious about something. It's just, Paimon can understand why Mountain Shaper is here, but why did you decide to come to the city, Mooncarver? It's not really your thing, is it?
It is but an inevitable eventuality.
Oh.
Long have the mountains remained strangely idle since Cloud Retainer's move to Liyue Harbor. With Lantern Rite near at hand, one would expect Cloud Retainer to provide us with an account of the festivities in advance. Yet to this day she has failed to appear.
Cloud Retainer is hardly the forgetful sort.
One must never rest idle in the face of that which demands action. And since our acquaintances dwell in Liyue Harbor, we had to travel here in human form to avail ourselves of their aid, Cloud Retainers in this case.
But a moment ago, one heard you speak of a mechanical kite of sorts. It appears the essence of the situation has hitherto revealed itself. Now it is time for one to retire back to one's abode.
Huh. So, you're not looking for Cloud Retainer anymore?
Perhaps there are aspects of Cloud Retainer's temperament that remain opaque to young Paimon. Given one's understanding, one can only imagine the anger that now consumes her.
Cloud Retainer is of a proud and arrogant disposition. She holds the belief that her skill in mechanics surpasses that of all others. One can be quite certain it is hardly with an open mind that she regards the arrival of this new technology.
One surmises that she has shut herself away, refused all company, and buried herself in the study of her own creations. To call on her would only invite her rebuke. However, if you do happen to cross paths with her over the next few days, do pass along one's regards.
Sure, leave it to us. Have a safe trip back, enjoy the scenery, and...
Thank you for your kind words. We shall now depart.
Vale.
We got all worked up for nothing, huh? All that trouble and it turned... Well, it's still pretty early. Let Paimon wants to see what kinds of kites we can buy to use in the competition.
Encara no s'acaba? Ah, veus, sí que hauria de fer aquesta. Quants dies tinc? 20 dies. Vinga, va, anem a fer l'altra. Purum 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 pum purum 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 pam param param pam para pam param param. Perquè si no, igual no ho entenem. Què estic fent?
We've been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax? Let Paimon think. Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong? It's been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this time.
Vale. No, pero hemos venido por otro lado.
You still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything. And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all.
At all? Really? Paimon?
We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we could just use that. Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye? Whoa. What a pretty lady! Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
Not exactly.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello? Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
Okay, well, go, Paimon.
Hello. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're... Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look... human! How did that happen?
Oh, okay, yeah, because we're supposed to see you before we saw those two
Well,
over there.
donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning. Or... Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable. One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we? Right. So by disciples, you must
No me
be
duermo,
Daniel
estoy
and Jenna.
llegint.
It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe
Bueno,
we can
llegint,
come too.
escoltant.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shanhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one?
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were...
Is that if there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yue Hai.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue.
Let's all go to Liyue Harbor.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shanhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything in one's own eyes and decide for oneself
Es
if
una
their living
adepta,
conditions
una
are
adeptus,
satisfactory.
una adepta ahí. No sé. Abans era una garça. Què passa? Que estic prop de la zona... Ah, clar. Claro que hay tesoros. Estem prop. Es una garza que está ahí todo súper poderosa, ¿sabes? Ah, bueno, mira, ara podem veure... És veritat. Ara podem veure qui li posa la veu. Aunque no la tenga, ¿verdad? Sí, pero no aquí. Aquí. Perquè, mira-la. Chen Yun. Ah, no surta aquí. Aquí, calla. Stephanie Paniselo. Igual Stephanie Paniselo ha posat veu a alguna IA i por eso te suena. Vaya usted a saber. Mola això. Antes no estaba, ahora es muy más fácil. ¿Quieres saber un nombre? Vienes y lo miras aquí, que es donde se tendría que poder mirar y no necesita preguntarle a Google. ¡Oh, no! Astuñada.
We're almost at Way-High
Ja
Pavilion.
podien arreglar també.
Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked? Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall state.
But why? Isn't
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that one does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do...
Fair enough. Makes sense. Alright then, we'll just...
Cloud Retainer?
Oh!
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make...
Thank you, Huixin.
The voice of Cloud Retainer is exactly like my voice. Meaning mine is mine, the IA voice voicing this message.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And
Por
Cloud
anda, mira.
Retainer too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily.
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending
One did
to
not
some
expect to be
important
able to
business.
recognize one so
One thought it
easily.
would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important... Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something...
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave... It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now. Respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer!
¡Qué mona!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every...
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form...
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but...
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Shenyun.
Shenyun.
Canyon?
Ah, I assume that's a reference to an adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe...
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
Wow, that's incredible!
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought, and even if one had not interceded...
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon...
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
That's exactly how it is, Shenyun.
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
That is a...
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Xiangling still...
I see.
Ah,
Most
that's
excellent
cambrera.
indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall...
Huh? But didn't you just...
can that wait until after...
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is...
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
See you around, Ganyu! Whew. Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Huh. She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
Shenhe.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes. Hey, how about you ask her?
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of mora meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Es que eso también,
Welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the
This is Miss Xinyun.
master?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ask?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You...
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. Hardly. One simply learned of your employment for...
And check out the great food
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock.
Well, if it isn't the traveler in Paimon. Are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. Things pick up.
Qué majo el Chef Mao.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Oh, que yo... ¿A qué esto me ha pillado tan cara?
It is just as one expected.
Me ha pillado con el susto de la otra.
Is indeed a most reasonable and still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
Oh, how should Paimon put that?
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well
Yes,
into
so
human
well.
society.
And you, Master? How have...
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company.
I see. I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking...
Oh, you did? Do make note of...
Whoa, her mood shot up.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue...
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how...
I see. In that case, allow me to...
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe...
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Huh. What kind of device was it?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Se hizo una bici
You
eléctrica.
refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
Ole.
Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the fight.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those.
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's just the most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is
So yes.
What is the reason for that?
It's nothing. It's just... well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
Well, a mix, Paimon, just as everyone is. A mix of many, many things, you know?
To me,
Ah,
they are
that's a
both
bit
master.
weird.
One is the master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the master that I respect and adore.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they...
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
Mira, Doris espantat també.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicate. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact,
everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super...
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
But it smells so delightful. Can we...
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys? Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai. Granny?
You and I?
Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young. Yeah, a lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually...
You and I mean...
Granny? Why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh.
No.
Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
No, not this again. Granny, they're... Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that? Right, that's what Paimon was thinking. Need any help? Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confused. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning. They died young. It's just me and Granny now. Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but
Aw.
you just gotta make the best of the life you've got. Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid. You're too...
And me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was...
Huh? That sounds super important.
It was just a dream, so I forgot about... You know, I believe I've had this dream a great...
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an ex?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case...
Not anymore. Although, I have
a younger version of Granny. This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together.
Are you sure? Paimon's Paimon.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, Oh, we don't need any payment for this. Thank you, welcome. But Miss Shenyun, all we have to go off is that dream.
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her...
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny...
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth...
Okay, taking that as Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in... A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinto knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions.
Are you leaving already?
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want,
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace one...
This price, the food is unbelievable.
Where are you going, Granny? Don't you like the food?
Fresh milk. I need to buy...
Milk? What?
You need to drink milk before eating, or the spicy food will make you cry.
Granny, you're forgetting things again. I'm not a little baby anymore. I can eat spicy food now.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. My...
Vale. Yuendai. Sorry. Deixa'm passar. Gràcies.
Listen, let me tell you how.
Thank you!
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here?
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits in bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Miss Yuendai?
Thanks a lot, Shinto. We knew it'd be worth talking.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Shinto, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her. You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Shinto. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too!
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyan. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a
Granny
great hero with
Yuendai.
many people. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu.
It's no problem at all.
No pot deixar de fer-me gràcia. Yuendai.
Time erases everything.
Even the greatest of heroes will have their legacy. But I think the magic of chivalric novels lies in the way you can catch glimpse.
I'll catch up.
Ay.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straightward, Ping, what has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you...
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has
Esto
one
para
keenly
recordar que no
felt
se
its
acordó de
effects
internet.
whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say.
Well, the inquiry is as approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead.
Yay. Pero ahora, ¿por qué no es una talle? I portem 1 hora 30. Que és normalment on està... Bueno, amb el Genshin està allà abans, però...
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed...
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
Ala, pa ti. You and I. Shuyu and you and I. So the 3 of us.
Do not be troubled, young lady.
No?
Here, have some tea.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Shuyu? Does it match up with
Per
what
què
you
no
know of
sona?
your granny?
Vale, anem a fer un... Aquí. Vamos actualitzando. Sí, anava bé. Tot per dir-ho. Bueno, però no s'ha tallat res, no? Vale. A veure, vamos a ver. És aquest? No, aquest tampoc. Este. Per què no va?
Hello there.
Ara ha anat tot de cop.
Hello, friend.
Va, però com super tard, no?
According to this story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in her attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
Deu excés de A. El servidor.
What marvelous
Sí, perquè
tea.
l'OBS diu que està a tope, eh?
Sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time.
Thank you.
Can I ask you something? Sure thing. What would you like to know? I have a secret I want to tell you.
Ooh, a secret prize.
Just
a
checking.
Secret...
What's wrong, Shiryu?
Oh.
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant. But are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Not all.
Oh! How about that? Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adept. Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke.
Hello,
maybe you can
motherfucker.
explain to Shiryu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an adeptus.
Hello, friend.
Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane.
She's the pure white illuminated crane.
I had super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross.
Snowy white crane,
Then
yeah,
this
that's
snowy
her.
white- She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed, and my fever was... I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to... A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud?
Oh, she's not
Never
her
has
then.
one
Like,
met an adeptus with
this
such
white.
features.
She was a kid.
One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic
Yeah,
embellishment.
that's it.
That's weird. Was it? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really... Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, let's go to Wangshu. Okay, I'll...
M'encanta tant que no es faci petit, que no es minimitzi quan passa altres coses. Saps? Vull dir, és molt més fàcil i ràpid tocar alguna a l'OBS o... You know?
Wangshu Inn. Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look, I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window.
I'll come with. Hyman's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this...
Oh!
All of a sudden, you scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
Living daylights out of Paimon. Aquesta no la coneixeu? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon. Okay.
This old lady IIS creepy AF.
I sensed
Tiene
a
demencia,
non-human
hombre.
presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Ah, bravo, Paimon.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful...
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use when dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world?
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she decided to don...
One believes there is little need...
Granny, are you okay?
Back then...
Perhaps this conversation should end here. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
Yeah, but I like you better. Bye, Xiao.
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to
Slowly now. Calm your mind.
A long time ago,
So what Shinto said was true! You did-
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why.
Oh, that happens. You
One
and I.
day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills.
I'm old. My ears don't talk, my mouth doesn't see, and my eyes don't hear.
He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for—
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's...
Next location. There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendy's
Agresiva, que está grande y con parda, ¿por qué? Joder, se me está sacando la Cloud Retainer al costar. Es la cosa más chunga hablando que hay. Perdona, querida, la abuela está un poco cansada. ¡Guau, jolín! No, es que no está triste, que no hay... Jolín, solo estaba frustrada. Me he llamado inútil, pero solo era frustración. No, yo no lo he visto así. Oye, Rito. Ah, mira, si n'hi ha una aquí més a prop. Anda, vaya, no me digas. Hay gente contra la que tenemos que pelear.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up the bad guys.
Cascade!
¿Ya? Molde, molde, molde.
Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I feel like I've been but I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Wind Strider! Time to go.
¿Dónde coño?
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place...
Did you remember something, Granny?
Los manos ahí enfrente de vecinos, ¿eh?
Shuyu, it was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Sin? Oath?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the dark. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy. And so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so. But you're always going to be different from me. I
don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not... All right. Let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes?
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
Yeah,
all those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Oh.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
Siempre ha estado así de empinado. I ara ja que estic, acabo de passar, saps? No? Espera, no, he d'anar fins a dalt? Vale. Vostè perdoni, senyor? Sorry, estava al lavabo. Ah, bueno, molt bé. No passa res.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Ew. Que nos estoñamos. Algún día arribarem, caso. No, otra vez estoñada, no.
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny, one day?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before?
Take your time,
When we were
Granny.
at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a...
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Uendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you two.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
That's the mountain.
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you...
Mount Outsong,
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do...
I never leave anything to chance. All...
Ah, mira que majos. Veus? Sí, com més tunyat. És que quan entres en... Si arribes a un lloc i estàs com en cinemàtica, com que no havia rato el terra, compta com caïda. Not fair. I don't think that's fair, but okay. Whee! Merda, sense mirar-nos els peus, no? Oh, otra vez. Però veus, ara ja no em faré mal.
Come on, just tell Paimon already! What's this thing you've prepared?
Here, this is it.
This was here before.
But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax, and even soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia. Its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved Paimon a lot of floating!
How
Oh, poor
preposterous.
Paimon.
Had you and I not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now.
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying.
And you and I. Is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
Cinematic damage. El Tomb Raider antic també passava, però veus? Tu has dit antic. Per això jo quan veig el punt i com que sé què passa ja intento, saps, anar-me'n com lluny per caure lluny, però, tio...
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago. We should have never.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned?
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean... You already knew each other?
Yes. I know.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so... It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Shuyu, everyone.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exact some time ago. I made a terrible mistake.
Cinemática
Is this
bonica?
the sin that you
No.
mentioned in Dwayne Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and
que va.
sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer,
became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
"50 years ago?"
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
Was it because of Grandpa?
And you, maybe?
Indeed. I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet, I did not want to leave his side.
Oh no, what happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again. But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Yeah.
Granny, what's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a
Creepy
symbol
auntie.
of one's best wishes.
Creepy auntie. Creepy auntie, you know?
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
Yep.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount.
I acabem. I plego, me'n vaig tinc gana. No? What's happening? Oh! Oh. Uy. A ver, señora. Ok.
One was furious
Què vols que
upon
tirem?
receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Where am I? I'm nowhere. Ok. Oye, que ara jugues amb la... Sí, perquè com que és nova... Pues sí. No en Twitch, pero por lo... O sea, ni tanto rato, pero sí. Las diarias las hago todos los días. Y si no las hago yo, me las hace alguien. Vale, no, alguno hay que no juego, pero sí. Mayormente sí.
A new follower.
Emma
Gracias.
James 008 followed your channel.
¿Tú juegas a Genshin? Emma James. Ui, 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 ui. Si abans ho dic, què està passant? Ok. Hola.
In truth,
Soy
one had
demasiado
more
fan
than
de
a
los
few
amigos.
misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies, glaring though they may have
Lo
been.
que más me gusta, Mónica, que vamos es nunca.
Wishing to grant you a life without regrets.
Vale, pues si no plego aniré a pixar,
many
menys.
divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided
Let's
to
take a
perform
wee-wee.
the deed oneself. One took
Yeah,
great
we
care
will.
to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Aquí no puc fer res, oi? Per què està com... No notes, tu? Ara no, ara s'ha posat bé. No, un moment, vaig a pixar. Sí, claro, que me gusta el anime, me encanta el anime. Voy a hacer un pis-pis. Porque no puc, porque si no, reviento. No, un minut i mig no trigaré, o sigui que no us poso un anunci. Sí, perquè el micro d'aquests auriculars no funciona. Només funciona aquest. Demon Slayer, he visto algunos capítulos sueltos. One Piece, la empecé a ver, pero me quedé súper atrás. Tendría que volver a verla. Pero sí, molan. 30, 40 segons i torno.
The secrets of the mechanical arts are too profound to convey in a few simple words. Whenever I begin to divulge them.
¡Oh! ¡La puta Glee! Ay. Yo el último que he visto, y no me canso de recomendarle a todo el mundo, porque es... Sí, un poco dark, pero y muy triste, pero preciosísimo, es Made in Abyss.
If you are presently unoccupied, perhaps we could stop a while
Made
at
in
one's abode for
Abyss.
some repose and conversation.
Es... de llorar, de reír, de flipar. Y antes que ese vi Ascendance of a Bookworm y también me encantó. Hello. ¿Cuál es tu skill? Ah, vale. Voy a morir. Sí. Para que no os mata el pon, porque habría un puente por otro lado, ¿verdad? ¿Por qué no me dejáis llevar a mi casa? No, de aquí vin. ¿Es para allí? ¿The fuck? Trabajar con anime y otras cosas animadas. ¡Oh, qué guay! Sí, claro, adelante. Mi Discord está por ahí. Por ahí debería estar. No sé com collons esperen que jo arribi fins allà. ¿En serio? ¿En serio me voy a morir otra vez? Calla, ho he entès! Sí, el Francis m'entendió. Oh.
One was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the
Flabbergasted.
consequences of consuming
Oh, I like
medicine
that
infused with
word.
adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
Oh. En fi, què hi farem, tu? També t'he de dir que em sonava, el nom. What the... Okay.
Make way for the Adeptus. Skyward.
I like you, ma'am.
Skyward. Scatter.
Die, motherfucker.
Ho.
Huh, where?
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making.
Quina imatge més maca, no? I mean...
In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce
Sí,
through the
ya
air.
sé que puedo. Es
One
mi
saw
canal.
you
Puedo
carefully
mencionar,
cradle the child to your chest.
you know, whatever I feel
Though
like
certain
mentioning.
mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy.
Yeah. Gràcies pel permís. No sortia així? No sé, però és Wachipachi també. Wachipachi all along. Everywhere.
to see you happy.
Vale. No es igual. Pero, you know.
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale. Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new, as buds in the spring. This is an auspicious era for humanity.
Ah, sí. Ah, per aquí no voleu que vagi? He d'anar per l'altre costat? Ah, on està el senyor, que ella aquí davant sempre!
Just as you ended a troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache.
Vale, si acaso cuando termine voy y lo miro.
Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment.
It was her.
Upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe.
Deduzco que el castellano quizá no es tu lengua principal o materna. Porque suena a orden. Ese agrégame suena como a, ¿sabes? Mandato. Y por discordia. Y porque a la gente no le suele gustar, no le suele sentar bien que le ordenes cosas así tan directas, ¿sabes? Agrégame, no. Doesn't work that well. You know? Así, sin emoticonos, sin un puedes agregarme, sin un por favor, sin un gracias. Una de las opciones hay que escoger para no parecer así como tan, you know, a saco. You know. But hey, to each their own.
But to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance.
Veus como era ella, que lo sabía yo.
Enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring.
Hombre, que aunque tuviera tot blanc, tenia la mateixa forma, me vas a engañar a mí. No estar pampabollos, ¿no?
It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane,
ya se quita el pan,
was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one.
A més és possible que inclús hagi marxat ja, no? Vull dir...
Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuan Dai. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You and I.
You and I, both of us are thankful.
One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not?
Ho sento, estava molt concentrada.
40 years ago.
Sí, és que ja porto molta estona aquí. Saps? Ja comença, mi mente empieza a divagar a otras cosas.
Blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time. It merely delayed the
Perquè més,
inevitable.
que és tot i així, pues...
One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination.
Clar, i com que fa molt de temps que no estic aquí, pues...
Even the power of an adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness. Fortunately, You were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming
Sí,
your
que
memories.
plagaré.
Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
No, ¿qué está pasando?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
And what about Shuyu?
Master, you've already done. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for.
Granny? Please don't
What
let
about
me go.
Shuyu?
You're all I have left. Please.
Don't be
¿La vas a
sad, dear
adoptar?
child. Granny has led a wonderful life.
Yeah, but you know, she's
My
a
only
kid.
regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to
You
grow
go and eat
big
well.
strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
Okay, childcare of Liyue, please. Anyone?
Promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes,
Yeah, but
we'll be able to
I
live
mean,
together again.
she's
You
like
and
what,
I.
10?
How's that sound?
Well, sounds good, but you know,
girl.
what in the
Even though we
meantime?
won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more. I'm so sorry, Master.
Shuyu.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event.
Of course it's fitting. I mean, at her age, she's, you know, just been left fucking alone in this world.
Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
No, but seriously, I mean, are we not gonna talk about what's gonna happen to poor little Shuyu? Really?
see each other again. That our days of separation would finally end. And all my troubles would be behind me.
Yes, but no. That mean, you know, no more Genshin Impact.
If only things could stay this way forever.
You and me both, sis. You and me both. A dream?
Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
Yeah, the dream was pleasant. It was the
a good
waking
dream.
up.
It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all. Madam Adeptus? Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel? I feel a little better.
Okay, but where are you gonna live in the meantime?
Again someday, so I
What are you
don't
gonna
feel so
eat?
sad anymore.
Who's gonna, you know, dress you?
Madam Adeptus?
Please?
Ask you something? Would you...
The fact that's the kid who had to ask, like, you know?
And have you reasons for this sudden interest?
No, lady, you just took away the only adult people who was taking care of me, but no, I have no good reasons for this sudden interest. You know, just no roof or anything to take care or anyone to take care of me.
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt
You think those
really
are,
bad about
you know, valid reasons enough?
But
reasons
without
valid
that
enough?
mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean... Master.
Chuyu, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like Chinchin and violet grass.
But they're not human, Paimon. This one is.
If you join them, you'll never enjoy One Min Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, you and
I.
They all chose
all
a
of
life
us
among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So...
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect—
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what—
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue—
A sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspensus somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies. It might help you find a new perspective.
Awesome! Thanks! Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
Yeah, we'll go. But, not today, maybe. What's the Chinyu Commerce Guild? Está barquillo, eh. Algú se'n recorda d'on estava la Commerce Guild? Era aquí, oh? Sí, míralo. Ole, ho he fet bé. Bé a la primera, no te creo. Vaig a fer això perquè si no se m'oblidarà, perquè no està en... you know? No està en the mission.
Ah, I see. So the stories didn't get it right after all. Even though she was a celebrated heroine, she had to bear— Thank goodness for the help of that Adeptus. At least she— Although I cannot claim to know exactly how their story will unfold from here, I trust the ending will be a happy one. Thank you for helping me fill in the gaps. And don't worry, I'll keep this all to myself. It's not my story to tell, after all.
You're the best. Am I the best in space?
We meet
Yes,
again,
son.
dear friends.
You're the best in
How did
space.
everything go?
Ja està. Vale, que només volia veure si tenies una altra frase.
Ah, I see.
Prou, plego.
Thank goodness. Although I cannot thank you for helping me.
Dimecres? Godzender. Motherfucker. Això sí, això és normal que vagi lent. Dimecres, sí, suposo que podríem provar les... Podríem provar les BR, no? Dimecres d'ella estava plantejant, pues eso. I provar un cable, potser. El wifi també hauria d'anar millor ara, amb aquest router. A més, és que el cable, el vam estar mirant ahir amb el tècnic i el cable que... O sigui, no, clar, perquè el cable que podria fer cable directament cable no m'arriba, ¿vale? I el que tenim llarg és dels viejunos, dels petits, dels de 100. Per tant, cacota. Aleshores... Exacte. Aleshores, l'altra opció per connectar és emportar-me al PLC d'aquí, el de la corrent. Però entre eso i el wifi no hi ha tanta diferència com si és cable i wifi, saps? Aleshores, jo crec que potser ho provarem amb el wifi primer, no? Correcte. Perquè, saps? O sigui, la velocitat de wifi i del PLC és més o menys la mateixa. El PLC va un poquillo mejor, però és més o menys la mateixa. No és el mateix de l'elèctrica que el cable, evidentment. Per tant, jo crec que ho provarem amb el wifi. Però bueno, d'aquí a dimecres encara poden passar moltes coses. Però, quasi 3 hores... I no s'ha menjat res. I'm so happy I could dance. O sigui que sí, vaig a fer-me una altra cosa que potser m'estic morint de gana, o jo què sé. I... Podemos decir que s'ha arreglado. Sí, va, jo crec que sí, venga, va. Diremos que s'ha arreglado. Tornarem a la feina. Tornarem a la feina. I ara sí pleu. Són les 8 ja, tu. Venga, hasta aquí, se acabó. És que soy lo puto peor, com pot ser? O sigui, m'he espantat i estava llegint Ferro PM Redeemed Jump Scare. I m'he asustado igual. ¿Entiende? ¿Lo entiende usted? Doncs apa, se'ls he tornat aquests també, perquè ja així de baja. Ara sí. Tu avui no fas res, no? No, perquè si no ja hi estaries. Demà se us ve. Que al igual m'acuerdo, però jo us ho dic perquè aneu vosaltres a veure-ho. ¿Ok? Os pondré en host y así será como si lo viera aunque me olvide. Oh, demà presenta el Farem. ¿No seràs un muñequito? ¿Te va a verme la cara? Aleshores igual sí que me'n recordo, va. Doncs apa, tu. Demà se us ve veure el Farem presentar dimecres la realitat virtual aquí i ja parlarem de los siguientes días. Y ya está, eso. I'm back, bitches.